Meet Q, Toyota's 6'10" AI robot that can dribble like a real player and shoot with 100% accuracy. But that's just one of the many ways basketball is evolving. Like this Airless 3D printed ball from Wilson, or a jersey that has the ability to transform, and NBA's new technology that can turn anyone into an NBA player. In 2023, Adam Silver introduced a groundbreaking new feature that gives any fan the ability to have their whole body scanned and transported into an actual NBA game. Say you want to watch yourself dunk on an NBA player. Well, you literally can. And look, it might look a little weird right now, but AI is advancing so quickly that in just a couple of years, things will get much more realistic. However, sometimes new technology can go horribly wrong. In 2023, the NBA wanted to revolutionize how fans watch games, so they started experimenting with drones, thinking they would be a groundbreaking way to add new camera angles to television. During a Celtics vs. Sixers playoff game, the league debuted the first in-game drone, but fans quickly became angry because not only was it blocking their view of the game, but it was making a lot of noise. Fans watching at home hated it as well, so they took to Twitter to completely roast the NBA mid-game, telling them to chill with all the drone stuff, saying it's annoying and unnecessary. Finally, the NBA decided to pull the plug on the drone for the rest of the night and issued an apology the next day. After that game, they never brought the drones back. Something the NBA is bringing in the future is their smart jerseys. During the All-Star Tech Summit in 2019, Adam Silver wanted fans to imagine a world where you only had to buy one jersey for the rest of your life and unveiled some crazy alien technology. A smart jersey that can change names, numbers, and even teams. Yeah, he really turned a jersey into a transformer. While the NBA says we won't see this until 2038, eliminating the need to buy another jersey ever again is something I'm waiting for. But look, we need to talk about something that's already out. NBA players suffer all kinds of injuries on the court, but there's one that dominates the league: ankle injuries. As it turns out, ankle injuries account for 18% of all injuries in the league, and we are seeing stars like LaMelo Ball, Julius Randle, and Kyle Kuzma missing months of play because of them. The NBA needed to find a solution, so in 2023, they backed a company called Better Guards and introduced a revolutionary new product: a safety belt for your ankles. Yes, this thing is a super lightweight ankle brace that keeps players' ankles secure by going under the foot. It reduces the chance of injury without limiting their movement. But the craziest part is the NBA is hoping to see players wearing them by next season. Now, what if I told you that there's a basketball coming out that's completely silent? This is Devin in the Lab, a famous YouTuber who makes training videos. In 2023, he wanted to create something that would change the game forever, so he thought back to his childhood when he used to practice dribbling in his house. He came up with a genius idea and created a ball for everyone to have access to. It's a silent ball that you could dribble throughout the house, and no one would hear. It dribbles like a regular basketball and is the same size too, but it doesn't do any damage or make any noise. I could throw it at a TV, a mirror, and nothing. Next on the list is a basketball hoop from the future. The $6,500 basketball hoop from a startup called Hoop is amazing. It has a built-in TV that lets you track stats, like how many shots you've made. It also has on-demand training with professional NBA-level trainers, and even a camera so you can play against your friends across the world. But the best part is you can watch YouTube videos on this thing as well. That means you could be rebounding while watching my channel. Now that's awesome! Next, we need to talk about a super smart ball. This is the Six Smart Basketball. And yeah, it looks like an ordinary ball, but don't judge a robot by its leather. This ball is a powerhouse inside. You can take the ball anywhere in the world, use it on any hoop, and it will track everything from the number of shots you make or miss, the angles you took, and your release time on every shot. It's like having a basketball that doubles as a robot coach. But what if I told you that the NBA is using military-grade missile technology in their games? Yes, this is David's Sling, an Israeli missile defense system that features some of the most cutting-edge AI on the planet. Without going into too much detail, this thing can track and shoot enemy missiles right out of thin air. But let's be real, the NBA is not blowing people up or shooting rockets out of the sky. So how is this thing being used for basketball? Well, the same tech that powers David's Sling was purchased by the NBA, meaning that the NBA took the same cameras, optical sensors, and algorithms from David's Sling and set them up in NBA arenas. And as a result, every player, every ref, every fan, every movement throughout the game is tracked 25 times per second. And in that time, it creates millions of data points every single game by tracking every aspect of the game. From how fast players run to the types of shots that they make. If it's happening on the court, the NBA is tracking it. And it's really paying off because the first 6 teams to use this tech also happen to have the most wins in the NBA over the previous decade. Yeah, this tech sounds crazy, but you can't argue with the results. And you can't argue with the tech we got coming up. I know we've covered a few balls, but we need to talk about the NBA's newest addition. See, in 2023, Wilson, the official creator of NBA's basketball, announced a groundbreaking development, creating the first ever airless basketball. People were instantly fascinated because even though it doesn't need to be inflated, it feels and plays like a normal ball, but with no air. That means it can never go flat. So you'll never have to pump up a ball again. And not only that, but it's entirely 3D printed, which means that this could be a cheaper alternative for the NBA. In the 2023 dunk contest, Kenyon Martin Jr. became the first player to use it in an official competition. The results were a little mixed. For one, the ball flew right out of his hands on the first 2 attempts. And Kenyon even said it felt kinda slippery. But hey, the ball is in its early stages, so hopefully with a few upgrades, we'll see NBA players using them soon. But I think it's time that we talk about the AI robot that NBA players fear. See, in 2017, engineers at Toyota set out to build an artificially intelligent robot that was so good it could replace NBA players altogether. This led to them releasing their first prototype called Q, a 6'3", 365-pound machine strapped with sensors, cameras, and advanced algorithms to help Q take in its surroundings and shoot free throws. It was one of the deadliest shooters on the planet because Q set a Guinness World Record for hitting 2,020 free throws in a row, not missing a single shot. I mean, to give you an idea, the average free throw percentage in the NBA is 78%, so NBA players aren't even close. Realistically though, Q couldn't dribble, it couldn't dunk, it couldn't even shoot threes yet. But this is where things get a little freaky. After seeing how big of a hit Q was, Toyota engineers realized that they had an opportunity to revolutionize basketball forever. So they went into the lab and came out with a demon, because Q was now 6'10", could shoot threes, and even grab the ball on its own. Yes, the robot that could not even miss got better. In fact, Q went on to beat 2 pro players in a shooting contest. And these days, the technology behind these robots is only getting better, because in 2022, a video of Q5 was released where it is pretty much a real player. You can see him moving down the court while dribbling, passing the ball off to someone, and then proceeding to drain a free throw, a three-pointer, a half-court shot, and then celebrate. In a span of 4 years, this thing went from barely being able to move to doing all that. With how fast AI is progressing, can you imagine where Q is going to be in 4 more years? You might see him dunking with more power than Shaq. And who knows, if robots in basketball become popular, there might even be a robot league in the future. I only guess time will tell.